So as a church, we want to know the truth about the areas that we live in. And so the more we work through this, I'm hopeful for how many people really seem to still be Christians. I'm hopeful in the willingness of 51% of the 40 million being willing to come back. I also see a real opportunity, and I would even say a window of opportunity, because the great dechurching is going to end one way or another. Whether everybody dechurched and there's nobody left to dechurch, or if it's reversed or stabilized in some way. But either way, this window is going to close, and we have an opportunity to invest and reach people who already have a Christian foundation. I've been a missionary in other parts of the world where there's zero biblical foundation, and you know, there's a whole other level of work to do when people have no foundation at all. I'm saying we have an opportunity here and now to invest in people who already have that foundation. And it's not just an investment in them, it's an investment in generations to come in this country, because these people have children and grandchildren. And I would argue, so go the people today on this issue, so go the generations to come.
Michael?
My hope is twofold, and Jim mentioned this before. I believe in a God who's good and in control. And I believe in a God who also uses us and whose sovereignty works together with our agency. And so when I'm looking at all of the reasons why people left church, it seems reasonable. Yeah. I understand why. And when I can just zoom out, demystify why people left, I mean, the reasons make a lot of sense. You know, there's relational friction interpersonally, and then there's friction institutionally. Well, and then when I look at all the reasons why people said that they would be willing to return, they look like things that are in my control in terms of how I relate to you, and they look like things in terms of the institutional way. Well, we can do church better. And they're reasonable things. They're reasonable. The church should be able to provide. They're reasonable things. So it's like, well, when I look at, you know, when we zoom out, we demystify what's going on. We look at the reasons why people would be willing to return. Well, we grow as people, and we grow as, you know, church institutions. We learn from what we're hearing, and, you know, by God's grace and through sanctification, we do better.